Well, the head of Hamas's political bureau, Ismail Haniyeh, has blamed Israel for failing to reach a ceasefire deal on Gaza before Ramadan.
العدو حتى الآن يتهرب.
Until now, the enemy has been evading giving clear assurances and commitments, especially regarding the ceasefire, meaning the cessation of aggressive warfare on the Gaza Strip. Even hours before this speech, I was in contact with my brothers, the intermediaries, and we did not receive any commitment from the enemy regarding a ceasefire. This means they want their prisoners to return and then resume the war on our people and our enclave.
Okay, well, Willem Marx joins us live from occupied East Jerusalem now. And Willem, so much was pinned on getting a ceasefire done before Ramadan started. Clearly that hasn't happened.
Tom, and one of the reasons, as just outlined there by the Hamas leader, was the idea that the Israelis do indeed want their hostages back, and they don't want to feel constricted in their military activities after any temporary ceasefire. This has been a central sticking point for weeks now, whether there would be an end to the war, as Hamas would like, or whether there would be a possibility of absolute victory, as the Israelis would like. And that has been incredibly difficult for both sides to reconcile. It seems right now that the latest round of talks that are meant to be taking place in Cairo, Egyptian officials have been briefing media about those starting yesterday. The Israeli government press office, the Israeli Prime Minister's office refusing to comment on whether Israeli delegations would be travelling to that. Hamas saying they've not even received an invitation to attend, let alone made plans to do so.
OK, Willem, we're going to come back to you in a moment because we've got more from occupied East Jerusalem, where Israeli forces have blocked the entrance to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Some worshippers prayed outside. Others who were trying to enter the compound were beaten by Israeli soldiers at the gate entrance. Now, the Al-Aqsa compound is the third holiest site for Muslims, and since October the 7th, Israeli authorities have limited the number of people that are allowed in. OK, we're going to get more on this from Willem. Can you just tell us a little bit more about exactly what happened last night and how tense things are at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound?
So last night there were instances where worshippers were blocked from getting closer to the mosque through certain routes inside the old city. And there were instances where police officials, police officers seemed to charge into the crowd to push them back, sometimes using batons. This morning prayers have been calm. There have been no reported incidents so far at the start of Ramadan. But it's really, really key to understand that here in the Israeli political establishment, this is something people are very concerned about. Benny Gantz, a member of the War Cabinet, releasing a statement yesterday calling for calm, telling members of the Israeli nation who are themselves Palestinian, who might be seeking to worship inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque, that they have a war right now, but it is not against Islam, he said. Meanwhile, on Saturday, though, the Minister for National Security here, Itamar Ben-Gvir, saying he felt the police forces that he has control of inside the old city were not sufficient to deal with what he considered a threat to security. This is something that plays out both within the different communities here, but also at the heart of the Israeli government, and it is something that officials are very concerned about.
OK, we will be keeping a very close eye on that. Willem Marx for us there in occupied East Jerusalem.